for him to prepare for what I'm going to bring to the table. And I'm just too sharp, too clean, punch way too hard, power in both hands.
It was streaming. I just shut the curtains because I was like nervous type stuff. But now it's like I embrace it because I always dreamed of this. That's why I don't never shy away from it. That's what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? To show out, so.
Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
In their intense face-to-face interview, Jake Paul expressed full confidence in his growth as a boxer and his intention to defeat Gervonta Davis in brutal fashion. He believes his long journey in sports has prepared him for this moment and that he's ready to take on the challenge without hesitation. Gervonta Davis responded with equal certainty, stating that he has the complete package. His power, skill, and experience are what make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport today.
Capable of, I know what I've learned in the past year with my new coaches, the shape I'm in, the power I possess, and I'm just...
Gervonta Davis possesses all the qualities a top boxer needs. He carries explosive power in both hands, sharp timing that allows him to strike at the perfect moment, and footwork that keeps him in control of every exchange. His defense is tight, and his instincts allow him to read opponents before they react. Because of these strengths, Davis knows he is more than just a puncher. He believes he has everything required to compete at the highest level and continue proving he is one of the best in the world.
Fight. His training is taking a toll, but the cure is just as bitter as what ails him.
How long I do it? 5 minutes?
5 will be good enough for you.
They definitely went to the kids store and get it.
That water ain't cold. We know that.
I know, but...
Get in the water, man. Just get in the water.
You can't sit on the egg.
Man, just get in there, man.
Go. No, give me the time.
The upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis continues to spark intense debate across the boxing world. It's a matchup built on contrasts. One side brings sheer size, weight, and physical strength. The other brings lightning speed, elite technique, experience, and knockout precision honed over many years at the highest level. This clash feels like two different worlds of the sport colliding. Analysts have spent months emphasizing Jake Paul's major weight advantage, which cannot be ignored when calculating risks in the ring. A larger frame gives him a stronger chin, greater power potential, and more physical force to lean on. But an advantage only matters if it can be used correctly. While Jake Paul stands taller and heavier, Gervonta Davis holds almost every other tool that counts: footwork, timing, and explosive punching techniques developed over lifetime in the sport.
I believe he spars people that are much heavier than him. And, that uppercut, damn.
Well, who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
I think he makes up for the weight situation.
Okay, so this is the first time that Jake Paul's fighting an actual boxing champion, an active, young boxing champion. Everyone else he's fought was either way older or was it Tommy Fury, I think?
He was a legitimate boxer. Yeah.
A legitimate boxer, but not a champion.
Right.
He's fighting a champion, although a very little champion compared to him.
Yes.
So this is sort of I don't know, man, like,
if it wasn't Gervonta Davis, and it was somebody else in that weight category,
it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Like, again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy that Jake is bringing excitement to the sport and so forth, but you just have these, like, people fighting bears and, there might be a boxing match with a weapon involved of some sort. Like, people have sticks. Like, I feel it's just getting more and more ridiculous. And really, outside of Crawford Canelo, there's really very little excitement over pure.
Experts emphasize that Jake Paul has never faced anyone with Davis' pedigree. Gervonta has fought world champions, undefeated prospects, and dangerous knockout artists. He has beaten every type of fighter the sport has thrown his way, including those with far greater reach advantages than Jake's. That's why many believe Jake Paul has stepped into a challenge unlike anything he's ever encountered. Even Jake recognizes this truth himself. In interviews, he openly admits that Davis is on a different level, and that this fight demands complete focus and serious growth in his skill set. That acknowledgement shows he understands the danger in front of him and knows he cannot afford to approach this contest the same way he did with previous opponents.
Toughest fight, he's undefeated, highly skilled, most experienced fighter I've fought, top 5 pound for pound. So I have to have the best version of myself. I know how fast he is. I know how strong he is. I believe I'm stronger, more athletic, and that's my advantage going into the fight. But he pretty much has every other advantage. So I'm locked in, fully focused, feeling amazing already, and just going to put on a performance and have the biggest fight of 2025.
Last one, I've seen some people say, "Oh, Jake, the goal here is just to survive." Knowing you, that's not the case. You're not going in there to get through 12 rounds with Tank Davis. I would imagine you're going in there to win this fight.
Oh, absolutely. Tank's going to be the one surviving. I'm going to, upset a lot of people. And again, they're going to have to say that there's some crazy excuse, fights are rigged. They can't use the steroid excuse because we have full-on random drug testing at any time. They could literally knock on my door right now. So they can't use that excuse. And obviously I'm suing people who say that the fights are rigged. Piers Morgan already had to retract his statement and kiss the ring. More lawsuits are coming for these people who are lying on my name because it's just simply not true. And we're willing to prove that in court. But I'm actually flattered that the only thing that people can chalk up these wins to is that the fights are rigged, because it's honestly the greatest compliment. But again, I'm going to knock this guy out and probably create one of the most viral knockouts.
Public reaction to this fight has been a mix of confusion and curiosity. Some fans argue that it's not the matchup boxing needed at this moment. They believe the sport's talent pool is already stacked with exciting contenders who could face Davis. Yet, at the same time, people cannot look away. The entertainment spotlight surrounding Jake Paul has created something fans still want to explore. Observers describe this event as one that may not settle any competitive debates in boxing, but will still draw massive attention and spark conversations long after the fight is over.
Was at cruiserweight. Chavez Jr. was a former world champion at middleweight himself, and that sort of made sense. And it was a good win for Jake Paul. He come out there and he beats an ex-world champion. He gets a little bit of credibility, and you go, right, now you're heading in the right direction. You're starting to be, okay, all right, former champions, former fighters, but at least they're boxers. They're not MMA stars, and whatnot. So, yeah, I think that was a move in the right direction. Gervonta Davis is just a little bit of a freak show for me.
Yeah, I agree, Spence. I mean, the size difference is a bit of an annoying one as well. But also as well, I hate when they put exhibition in it, because then you think how seriously they're really going to take it. I understand it because of the money involved, but realistically, if there can be a winner, Gervonta Davis should take him out, regardless of the size, pretty easily and pretty quickly.
I agree, mate. Totally agree. Gervonta Davis is an active fighter. Like I say, still a pound-for-pound star. Very heavy-handed as well. He should have the movement, forget the size, to be able to slip inside and take Jake Paul out. That's the reality of it. But, yeah, I just find it all very, very strange. Look, I thought an even stranger fight, to be honest, was Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. You look at that fight and go, who's going to sanction that? God forbid something happens to Jake. I think that what he's doing for the sport is brilliant in his own right. He's bringing new fans into the sport. He's doing excellent for women's boxing as well. You can't take that away from the kid. And he's been working hard as well. And he's improving. But going in against Anthony Joshua, a former 2-time world heavyweight champion and still an active fighter, that's a suicide mission for me. I think that Anthony Joshua, when you look at Francis Ngannou, and look at what AJ does to Francis Ngannou, who would win out of Anthony
Former UFC fighter and entertainer Mike Perry shared his blunt take. He pointed out that Davis hasn't given fans the same level of knockout moments in recent fights as he did earlier in his career. Perry's comment doesn't deny Tank's power but highlights rising expectations. Fans have come to rely on Davis to deliver spectacular finishes every time he steps into the ring. That reputation brings pressure, especially when facing a bigger opponent who can absorb more impact.
Big Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to...
Respected boxing strategist Teddy Atlas has weighed in as well, offering high praise for Davis's complete skill set. Atlas said Tank is one of the most dangerous competitors in modern boxing for a simple reason. He does everything well. His accuracy is sharp, his punches land with purpose, and he knows how to adjust to every style. That's something Jake Paul has yet to learn through experience. Atlas believes the excitement surrounding Jake Paul's physical size will quickly fade once the fight begins. He argues that technique and experience often defeat weight advantages when the skill gap is this wide. Tank is used to opponents trying to muscle him around the ring. He's seen pressure fighters, long-range boxers, counterpunchers, and explosive sluggers, and has solved every one of them.